Welcome everybody tonight to Tuscola, Illinois, where it is homecoming for the Tuscola Warriors. We have the game of the week here tonight between the visiting Clinton Maroons and the Tuscola Warriors. Mark, last week Clinton finally got their first win for the season, and Tuscola coming off a difficult loss from Unity at Unity.
Yeah, they lost that game up there at Unity, but pretty much a moral victory for Tuscola. The boys showed up and played some inspired football. I think they did a lot of things up there that people didn't think they had in them this year, and they really played them pretty tough. I think, they got beat by 9?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good going against the, third-ranked team in 3A.
Right.
And Unity just expected to just wipe us up, wipe the field up with us. So that's a big hurdle that we overcame there last week. And homecoming's always big at Tuscola. When they're playing, it don't matter. The black and gold are out tonight. Everybody's out to see the Warriors and see what they got. And they always show up at homecoming. If they don't catch any other game of the year, they're at this one. So the boys want to play some inspired football tonight, and I think we're going to get it.
Oh yeah, I think Tuscola should be pumped up, ready to go after playing Unity really well, as Mark said. Clinton coming off their first win against Warrensburg-Latham last week. So a definite high for them as well coming in here. They should be pumped up, ready to go. It should actually be a pretty decent football game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good game. A lot of people, some of the Tuscola folks that I talked to during the parade and stuff today is, they're kind of thinking we're going to take it to them. And I tell you what, they can't underestimate these guys. Like Unity almost made a mistake and underestimated us last week. They got to come out and they still got to play. And I think the coach will. The coaches will have them ready. Talking to the coaches before the game, and really the only significant injury we have is Mikey Rotramel sustained another concussion up there at Unity. You were just talking about that earlier. So he's out at center. Clayton Turner's going to step in at center. And other than that, Tuscola's healthy as can be, and they're ready to roll, and it looks like we're just about ready to start this thing up.
And it's perfect conditions out here. It's cooler, maybe a slight breeze as the sun goes down. And number 49 for Clinton, Caleb Luck, is about to open the kickoff here. And he gets a pretty decent punt. Down
Cole Evans.
25, Cole Evans, the returner. Gets 5 to 10 there. And they start about the 33-yard line.
What a contrast from 2 weeks ago. We were sitting up here, all of us, and we had, our earphones were sticking to our heads, and we were, you could lean over and shake your head and put the imprint of your face by sweat drops on the floor here. And tonight it's real nice and cool. I saw the weather before the game started. It's supposed to be 54 degrees by halftime.
Oh, very nice. And Tuscola starts out. They hurry up to the ball. 3 wide out split to this side of the field, 1 out to the far side. With Nick Bates as the quarterback, a quick screen out to this side, overthrows him. Overthrows number 4, Tristan Williams. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here.
That one got away from you a little bit. Looked like Tristan might have had some running room had that one got down, but, first pass of the night, it's homecoming, it's going to sail a little bit,
And we'll go with our second play of the night here. 2 wideouts to each side of the field now. Nick Bates with the keeper up the middle, a little untouched. He's got some room, and he dives over the 50 for a first down.
Quarterback draw, keeper all the way. He had no intention of handing that ball off or passing it. It was very, very telegraphed and very open. Very good run by Nick Bates.
Good blocking up front by the Warrior offensive line, opening a big hole for Nick Bates. And there's a fumble. I do not know whether it was fumbled on the control by the QB or the snap from the center.
Looked to be a pretty good snap, Luke. I think it came right in about his thigh pads. He just mishandled it, kind of hit off his fingertips, didn't really get a good handle on it.
And like you said, this is opposite situations from the last time they were back here, so fingertips could actually be a little bit cold tonight. Nick Bates, shotgun pass incomplete. And as I say that, Tuscola seems to have some stone hands as well as we
just as you say that, Austin Martin, a senior receiver, goes right through his hands. But, it's probably a little bit of jitters. He had a little sting on that ball. Nick whipped it right in there, but it should have definitely been handled. But, we got about 3rd and 12.
Yes, that's what it looks like. We had a little.
3rd and 12, got the quads going, so we'll see it definitely see a pass here.
And Nick Bates rolls to his left a little. Deep
Oh,
pass,
he's got him open. And overthrew him.
Overthrew Tristan Williams, number 4. It'll be 4th down and about 12.
Defensively, Clinton. I've been saying Gibson City all day. I don't know what's wrong with me. But Clinton had this guy looked like started out man-to-man, but after he got about 10 yards deep, he gave him up, like thinking that the deep backs were in zone, and nobody was in that zone.
And Tuscola's in pump formation. Back for Clinton is, and you're going to have to help me with his name, Deonta Johnson, as Mr. McCumber just said over the loudspeaker. Always nice to have him here. And
Deonta Johnson.
A decent punt.
Senior wide receiver, deep back, 6'1", 160 pounds. We're going to see him. What we hear is pretty much all the single-digit numbered guys out there on that field get some touches on the ball. So it's going to be easy for us to keep track. See, all we got to do is look at the top of the sheet.
Right. We don't have to scour through our rosters here. And Clinton starts out with number 7. Johnson split out here to our side of the field. 2 backs in the backfield with quarterback Bo Carter. And there's a handoff up the middle. Spin move by number 49, Caleb Luck. And he is tackled in the backfield.
From what we're hearing, 49, Caleb Luck is their workhorse like Cole Evans is for us. So we'll probably see him get a lot of touches tonight. They do run what's called a pistol offense, which is kind of a shotgun option. And so...
and Caleb Luck is a workhorse. He is 6 foot, 205 pounds, so he's a decent size.
Yeah, he looks pretty good out there. Just taking a look at him right now, he looks like he's pretty physical.
And a little pistol and a handoff again to Caleb Luck. And 2 Warriors and a third comes in there late and drags him down.
Stephen Gibson was in on that tackle, as well as Cole Evans was shooting in there from the linebacker position.
And it's 3rd and about 8. Clinton lines up. As Mark said, they're in the pistol. It looks, they have 1 right wide out to the far side of the field with 2 on ours.
They took Benich out for this play, middle linebacker. He's over having a conversation with the coaches.
Rolls out, and
Deonta.
A catch by Deonta Johnson for a 1st down.
Here comes Benich back in. So there must have been something that they didn't like on defense. They wanted to get Benich over there, the middle linebacker and the captain of that defensive squad, over there and iron it out. He's back in on the field. The guy had a heck of a game last week against Unity. He had a pretty decent game the first week, but last week against Unity he had 20 tackles, 16 solos.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah, by Austin Benich.
3 wideouts to the far side. They hand off to Caleb Luck, who powers his way for about a 5 or 6 yard gain. And it looks Clinton's going to be run, beat it, and then throw a little pass to get the 1st down here, making it manageable on 3rd down.
Number 33, Keegan Kibler, sophomore, is in for Cole Evans. He just replaced Benich a couple plays ago. Now Cole Evans came out and Keegan Kibler's in there.
2nd and 6, and the Warriors have that play read the whole way. As
Clayton Turner.
I think it was number
52, Clayton Turner, yep.
Clayton Turner in on the tackle. I think it was number 8, Jacob Overton for Clinton was the running back. It's really hard to see that guy. He's only listed as 5'5" on the sheet. And number 6 as well is Mason Dial. He's listed at 5'3".
5'3", 125.
Holy cow. And here we go again, pistol, 3rd and 11. Bo Carter. He's the quarterback. He rolls out to his right, and he's looking. He doesn't see anybody. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be out of bounds. The Warriors push him out of bounds. Good defense, aggressive defense, keeping the quarterback to the sideline, and not over pursuing and not drawing the flag. You see a lot of kids nowadays want to come over there and get that hit on the quarterback before he gets out of bounds. Usually draws a personal foul.
Yeah.
But Tuscola with excellent defense there.
Yeah, he was 5 yards short of the first down, so there's no sense in giving him a first down with a silly play like that. So looks like Clinton will be dropping back for their first punt of the night, Luke, and we've got Tristan Williams and I believe the other Bates boy, 87. No, that'd be Josh Knight. Excuse me, Josh Knight back to return for the punts tonight. So we've got 2 people back there to return punts for Tuscola. And a timeout is called.
Clinton's coach wasn't very happy. They were missing one player on the field for that punt. He came on a little too late. Coach needed to use the timeout there to get him fired up and ready to play. And there's about 8 minutes left here in the first quarter, still 0-0. One offensive series each, and it looks like that both are going to result in a punt as Clinton is lined up in the punt formation with about 4th and 5 left to go.
Coronation ceremonies begin at 7. The doors will open at 6:30 p.m. with the dance following.
And the punter is Caleb Luck as well as a high punt. And number 7, Deonta Johnson. I sure hope we're pronouncing that right. I feel bad when I can't pronounce people's names.
I think Deonta's a pretty good place to start anyway. I think that is correct.
And after that punt, sky-high punt, Tuscola will take over on the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, that punt probably didn't net 10 or 12 yards at the most, so yeah, Tuscola's got some pretty good field position right here to start this drive.
Shotgun for Nick Bates, and he gains about 3 yards.
Tuscola running the spread offense at the moment with just Bates at the quarterback and Cole Evans at single back lined up behind him, about a half a step beyond him.
So last game we were watching against Sullivan, he was a little bit closer in the pistol.
Oh, he's got another open. Oh!
Just throw it behind him. And that was number 87 for Tuscola, Josh Knight.
Well, you know what happened right there? You had Josh Knight and you had Tristan Williams running pretty much parallel down the field. Tristan Williams breaking in, and that's where the defender was really kind of slanting in on that. So Nick laid it out to the right side down the sidelines, and the outside guy, Knight, actually was turning in, looking for the pass in when it was actually out. If he would have actually got his body turned around, I think he would have had a chance of catching that pass.
It was a decent throw, and there's a pitch out to Tuscola's workhorse there, number 34.
I think you got the first down on that.
Cole Evans with a good run after an excellent pitch by Nick Bates, and it looks like they have a 1st and 10.
I think his second effort got him the first down. You know, we call Cole's name a lot out here. Cole, he is a senior this year. No, excuse me, he is a junior. Cole is only a junior, so he'll be back running again next year for the Warriors, but he is certainly their workhorse and pretty tough kid.
And Nick Bates handoff to Austin Martin, goes for a little gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Austin's a senior. Martin plays that slot back position, and they like to run to that slot like they are right here to Tristan Williams around the left end. He got a hole up the middle.
Oh, nice. Lowers his shoulder, drives forward for a first down. Excellent play. Clinton had been reading that little handoff in the middle, and they reversed it on him to the outside with an excellent gain of 12 yards. 1st and 10 for Tuscola.
54, Trevor Stevens, a senior, 5'11", 155-pound linebacker, made that tackle for Clinton.
And a rollout by Bates, the pass. And it looked to be a little showmanship there by number 4. Tristan Williams just put that one hand out there to try and catch the ball instead of going with 2.
From our angle, what I saw, it looked to me like the ball was catchable. I don't know what he was thinking he was going to do with one hand on it, but.
And he goes to the sidelines. Tuscola lines up with 2 backs.
Please get off the tires and the football equipment.
And Nick Bates keeps it, pitches out. And a pretty crafty play by Tuscola to number 34, Cole Evans, for a large gain. It's close to the first down.
They've got some kids back here behind us playing on some of the equipment that Tuscola practice with, and the public announcer Doug McCumber is asking them to get off the equipment. It kind of sidetracked me from that play.
All right, 3rd and 1.
Here we go.
And Nick Bates in the backfield. Pistol set, hands off up the middle, and it's going to be close. I don't think he got it from here. It's very hard to tell from our angle here on the sideline. And they do give him the first down.
Well, that was Zach Bates from over there on that kind of a slot around run. I believe that's where he started out. Right now he's actually kind of lined up in a wishbone formation in the backfield with Cole Evans.
And Nick Bates is taken down in the backfield.
Clinton wasn't having any of that. Number 10, number 5, and number 52. Eli Lounge, John Shoby, and Austin Gregory were all through the Tuscola offensive line on that play. He faked it to his brother Zach and then kept the ball with Cole kind of taking the outside position, looking maybe for a pitch, and Clinton wasn't having any of it.
And Bates steps up only to find another Clinton Maroon in the backfield, and he can get sacked for another loss.
John Shelby, second play in a row he's been in on from that middle line. No, actually he's looks like he might be a down lineman on that defensive line over here. He's lined up as a right tackle.
And 3rd and extremely long for Tuscola, 3rd and 19.
That's a backup quarterback, sophomore, 5'10", 160-pound playing starting right tackle.
And Nick Bates completes his first pass to the sidelines.
Knight.
Josh Knight with great catch, nothing fancy, and then takes off running, gains enough yards for the first down, and they will be 1st and 10 on the 10. So 1st and goal, they might have, yes, 1st and goal.
Well, him and Nick Bates finally hooked up for a big gain.
And Tuscola bunches it up in the backfield with a bunch of backs.
Tristan Williams is grabbed from behind by number 52. Austin Gregory, a senior, 5'7", 220-pound defensive lineman for Clinton, drug him down from behind.
You know what I've seen so far from Clinton's defense? They have really good pursuit. They're quick all around.
They do. They pursue the ball really well.
Just a couple, one or two big plays have really hurt them. Nick Bates rolling out, throws for the end zone, touchdown.
Very, very nice. You know, rolling out to the right, through back across his body, caught the guy coming around through the back of the end zone, going the same direction he was.
That's a tough throw.
Who was that caught that pass?
I'm not sure. It looked like an 80 number, 83 or 87. I think one's Zach Bates.
It was right in the middle of all the traffic, and I couldn't actually see who it was.
Good pass, good catch, and Tuscola lights up the scoreboard first. And the extra point.
Nice kick.
Is good. So it is 7-0 Tuscola here with about 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Well, obviously, Evan Sutton has been working on his kicking since last week. He kicked a couple knuckleballs and had a few of them just struggle to get through the uprights, missed a few, but that one there was a real strong, healthy kick and got it through the uprights for the extra point. So with 3:56 left in the first period, we have Tuscola 7, Clinton 0. Homecoming's going good so far.
So far. And a couple of stalls for both teams on the offensive end, and Tuscola opens up now with the score. What do you expect from Clinton's offense now? You think they'll keep to the ground game or stick with the air?
I think they're going to stick with their bread and butter. I think they're just going to try to grind us down and try to wear us down a little bit. Seems to be the plan so far. you know, I think before it's over with, you know, you're going to see them try to go to the air a little bit.
They seem to run the same style as offense as Tuscola, excuse me. They have 3 or 4 guys split out to either side, and then they give it to their big guy in the backfield, and he trucks along for a few yards and makes that last play, that third and 4, 3rd and 5, pretty manageable.
Getting ready to kick off for the Warriors is Evan Sutton.
And a great kick by Evan Sutton back to number 7, Deontay Johnson. He's getting to the sideline. He's got some speed, and they take him down on the 35.
Deontay Johnson.
And Clinton's offense will take over here, 1st and 10.
Cole Evans, Tristan Williams ran on that stop.
Ball back to the 35-yard line. So the Maroons will have it 1st and 10.
You know, tonight's defense is on both sides of the ball. You know, you mentioned the pursuit for Clinton. You know, that's something Tuscola always does well, too, and that this team this year definitely does it well. Obviously, they did it very well last week of staying so close to unity like they did. So, you know, I would think that the coach would want to try to air something out and test the secondary a little bit here. And that's what he does. First play, deep down to Deontay Johnson. Oh, off his fingertips.
Just barely missed him on the far sideline. And Clinton, Mark is speaking for Clinton over here. He guesses the play right off the bat.
That was Tyler Hale defending Luke for Tuscola. And he was with Deonta, but he did have about a step and a half on him, and the quarterback put it right there where it needed to be, but it was just right off his fingertips. And had he hauled that one in, he would have scored.
And
had some movement somewhere.
Clinton tries it's almost like watching, you know, the Tuscola's offense. They run that play all the time where they try and draw people off sides.
Yep.
They're airing out the ball a little bit here and there, and they're still running with the power ground game. It's basically watching the same offense the whole entire game.
3 minutes, 45 seconds.
And they call a false start on Clinton, and they will be backed up 5 more yards at a 2nd 15. Bo Carter, the QB in the backfield with 2 running backs. Wide receiver on either side of the field. And they wrap him up in the backfield. I don't know who. One of the Tuscola players had his legs, so he couldn't run. They just stood him up. Excellent job by the defense of Tuscola.
Griffin Day gets credit for the tackle for the Warriors.
So a loss of 1 or no gain. No gain, says the scoreboard, no gain. 3rd and 15 for Clinton.
They just gave the tackle credit to Griffin Day, who is in there playing the nose tackle today for the Tuscola Warrior defense. Griffin is a 5'10", 165-pound junior.
And Bo Carter in the backfield had a couple of Warriors on him, breaking a couple of tackles. Oh, and he gets jackknifed. Everybody all right? Good legs there for Bo Carter. Clinton got stuck in the backfield, had nowhere to go, made something out of nothing, and
he was pretty much running for his life on that play, trying to limit the damage as much as possible, get that ball back to the original line of scrimmage, which he almost did. He's about a yard from it. And so looks like Luck will be booting that ball away to, now we just have a single receiver back to receive the punt for Tuscola. Nice punt.
Good punt.
Tristan Williams.
Tristan Williams with the catch. On the return, lowers his shoulder, gets to about the 42. So the first quarter winding down 2 minutes, 7-0 Tuscola. Tuscola's offense will take over after the punt.
That was probably pretty close to a 40-yard punt right there.
A little bit farther than his last one.
Seconds remaining in tonight's first quarter.
And we'll see what Tuscola's offense is going to try and throw out Clinton here. After their last drive resulted in a touchdown. And they've got 2 wide receivers split on both sides. Nick Bates in the pistol, hands off up the middle to number 34, Evans, and he's taken down for about a 3-yard gain. Be 2nd and 7.
Handoff was to Cole Evans. Austin Gregory gets credit for the Clinton tackle.
Decent gain by Evans, Cole Evans. And in the shotgun now is Nick Bates. They try and draw him off sides. And
Looks like they might have got somebody. He's signaling off sides.
And from my angle, it looked like everybody was clean for Clinton. I didn't see anybody really move too much.
The Clinton faithful definitely agree with you, Luke. They're not buying that. They didn't see anything either, and we're pretty much, have a pretty good look right down the line of scrimmage. And the guy, the field or the line judge on the far side, on Tuscola's side, called that penalty.
Nick Bates bobbles the ball, gets a pass away. Excellent move by Tristan Williams. Again, it picks up the first down. Nick Bates takes a little bit of a hit, gets tripped up from behind.
Number 13, Tanner White, a sophomore for Clinton, was in there tickling the shoestrings of Nick Bates as he let go of that pass. Over to the right side over there to Tristan Williams. Looks like Tristan Williams and Josh Knight are his targets of favor tonight.
Yeah, trips to the left there. Nick Bates is being
he's got a
gonna tuck
good
and run. He looked like maybe he wasn't going to make it up. And he gets pushed out of bounds on the Clinton sideline.
Mason Dial, 5'3", 125 pounds. Last hope for Clinton, and he did his job. He got Nick Bates on the ground down here around the 10-yard line. So 20-yard line.
And here we go again, 2 wide receivers each side, man in motion. Nick Bates with the handoff on the inside, breaks a couple of tackles, and they drag him down. That was number 15.
Yes, that was Martin. Yeah, that was Martin. Now that slot, they like to run that slot motion and hand the ball off to him, give him a running start. He made a pretty good cut on there. Number 1, I believe it was Lucas Kraft, was in the backfield there for Clinton, and Josh made a pretty good move on him and busted an arm tackle and actually ended up just fighting himself back to the line of scrimmage.
Nick Bates takes the snap, hands off to his older brother.
Looks like they might have ripped the ball away from him. They ripped the ball away from him.
Clinton has the ball. So a fumble by Zach Bates.
Yeah, that's just one of those deals where you just got to, you can't carry that ball out there like a loaf of bread, and that's what he did. He just stuck it out for him out there for the defense to take away, and so they did.
Credit Clinton's defense there. They stood him up at the line, and then a couple other guys came over and ripped that ball out of his hands. And they recovered. Looked a little bit like the Chicago Bears there, who's always trying to strip the ball.
Yep.
Excellent defense by Clinton, forcing the turnover here, 1st and 10. Bo Carter, hands off.
The little speedster, number 6.
One of the smallest guy.
Yep,
Mason Dial. Senior wideout running back.
He might have picked up a yard.
And that is the buzzer here for the first quarter. Score is Tuscola 7, Clinton nothing.